This portion of New Day Northwest is sponsored by Coho Medical Group.
Welcome back to Wellness Wednesday. If you've ever dreamed of having immediate access to a doctor and major savings on office visits, labs, and even prescriptions, then you'll definitely want to know about Coho Medical Group and their direct primary care facility. Welcome the doctors who run the group, Dr. Devin Zoller and Dr. Scott Greenspan. How are you two? So you started this up in January, correct?
Yep.
Yes.
What made you decide to take this approach?
Well, we were working in hospitals previously. We were hospitals physicians, and we found that a lot of people who end up in hospitals ended up there because of lack of access and a lot of barriers to primary care. So we thought that how could we create a primary care practice that removes those barriers, and that's how we ended up with Coho Medical Group.
Easy to get a hold of and
Absolutely.
easy to use. So people become members at your practice, correct?
Correct.
How does that work?
It's a subscription-based service where you basically sign up online very simply in several minutes, and it's a monthly fee for access to the discounted labs, medications, and access to us 24/7, 365.
So whatever day I call, I can get a hold of somebody.
Anytime, day or
Okay.
night.
So what about my insurance? How does that fit in?
Well, direct primary care by definition, we don't enroll with insurance, and we do that for a multiple of reasons, including the labs and the medications. We recommend that people have insurance for the hopefully once in a lifetime or never in a lifetime of needing your appendix out or going to a hospital. But as far as enrolling with our services, then that is purely for a membership fee only, not with insurance.
Okay, so for my fee, what's my advantage to having, say, insurance and just finding a primary care doctor or having concierge care? What is different about what you're offering?
Sure. So, well, with concierge, they typically charge a retainer and then bill insurance as well, versus the traditional model just does a fee-for-service billing of insurance. What we do is we've removed all of that for, if you think about it like auto insurance, for example, we all have cars, we all have autos, right? Well, we don't use auto insurance when we need to change our tires or change our wipers, because if we did, then when you needed a new tire, for example, you would go to any mechanic shop if you typically just wanted to use cash. But if you were in insurance, they would say, well, this auto shop is not in your network, so you have to go over to this auto shop. And then when you get there, you want, instead of using any type of tire that you would like, they say, well, these are the 3 tires that are on formulary, which prescription coverage and whatnot. So by using cash, you remove that completely, and then we're able to make your care more direct.
So we get a freedom of choice when we come to you, and we can make those decisions. And part of that is comparing costs, correct?
Yes.
So we have a chart that is the cost of care for diabetes, and we're going to compare the traditional to Coho's model. And so when I come in as a patient, I can actually look through there and find out exactly what things cost, correct?
Correct.
So tell me a little bit about why I'm looking at lipid panels for $127 in a traditional practice and $3.60 for you.
Well, these are all essentially approximate numbers to begin with, but if you don't have a Cadillac insurance plan, which covers every lab that you have and you have to pay out of the pocket, usually you have to pay elevated costs for almost all these things, and it impacts your budget directly. When you come to us, we will let you know exactly what everything costs, and you don't leave wondering how much money I'm going to spend taking care of this specific problem. When you look at the chart right there, you can see that we can get the labs and the medication so much less that your average yearly cost with us could save you almost $400 or $500 with the lowest form of cholesterol medicine that you would need as a diabetic.
How do you do that? How do you manage that?
We've technically made a deal and brokered with direct pharma companies to get medicines generics to our office.
As well as labs. So in other words, the way it typically works, you go into your doctor's office, they say you need a cholesterol profile or your thyroid checked, and they write a requisition for it, and you go on your way. And then there's a phlebotomy fee and all these other associated markup costs. What we did is we went to large-scale labs, essentially, and we negotiated prices that if I'm going to buy a lipid profile from you, how much would you charge me? Take the patient out of the equation. So every time that we order a lab for a patient, what we're doing is, although we draw it in the office, we've actually purchased that lab from the larger company, and then we reflect the cost onto the patient. Now, the idea would be they want us to mark it up significantly, as most offices do, but we don't.
But you don't. So the amazing thing there is then you're doing less paperwork and you've got more time to spend on medical care, correct?
Correct.
How does somebody become a member?
They can simply enroll on our website, and it's very easy. With names, or you can give a call, pop into the office. And
It's as simple as that.
it's as
Takes
simple
about
as that.
3 minutes.
Yeah.
And then you
Good
come in.
gravy. I'm a little stunned. This sounds really great to me.
Right.
You guys are going to stick around and answer some more questions from people, and I'm sure they'll have a lot. But this is a kind of a brand new way of doing business that could simplify things and make things less expensive for a lot of people. Thank you both very much. If you'd like to learn more about Coho Medical Group, please visit our website. And again, the doctors will be staying around. Next.